Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Carroll Indoor Sports Center, celebrating its 30th season. 66,000 square feet of fields and courts. Rain or shine, multiple soccer and lacrosse leagues.
They're going to be tough out this year, too.
Yeah, last year playing those guys to think they were returning, it was kind of scary. So yeah, it's going to be fun as a fan to see what they do this year.
Absolutely, no doubt, and they'll be ready to go. And also you see Connor McNamara there making some saves. They got to try to figure out a way to replace him this year. That's one thing that Coach Fleming told us in his season preview. Next up, we've got Winters Mill, actually the only team that had finished with a winning record last year. Sort of a fun fact. Falcons 4-2 in the county, and look, they're going to have to replace Camden Deming. He's the reigning CMSportsNet Player of the Year, but a lot of guys, again, it seems like young guys is the name of the game. There's some leaders on all these teams as well, but Winters Mill can also be a thorn in the side of some of these county squads.
Absolutely.
Yep. And again, the last two Players of the Year, Reed Postwaite in 23 and Camden Deming in 2024. Next up, I believe we're going to see Manchester Valley. Let's see. Yep, Manchester Valley 8-8 last year, 3-3, made a run all the way to the 3A state quarterfinals. They returned the leading scorer in the county last year, Gavin Reed. Now they lost Grant Miller to a graduation. He's a top-notch player. Coach John Piper has a lot of weapons in his arsenal this year.
Yeah, frankly, as we were talking off air, Pat, I think Man Valley is going to be one of my sleeper teams. Coach Piper really knows how to cook it up. I know their young guys in their JV program have done very well in the past, and that's not to take anything away from anyone else in the county, but I think even losing a guy like Grant Miller, I think they could be really dangerous this year.
No doubt. Here's a team you know pretty well. We're going to see them in about 5 minutes or so. The South Carroll Cavaliers. A little bit of a down year last year, 4-9, 2-4 in the county. Again, looking at their roster that we've got here in front of us, it's balanced. They've got some seniors that they're going to rely on. They got a couple of young guys trying to get into the mix. And we'll talk about both of them here in a minute. I'll let you talk about South Carroll second. But got Liberty as well. Made a surprising run. I mean, not surprised to them. One got hot at the right time, got all the way to the 1A state championship game. There's Ethan Carbonetti. He scored one of the 2 goals in that game. It was a lopsided loss against Falston, but Liberty returns a good bit of talent from what they did last year. And again, I think you and I talked about this right before we came on. We'll talk about it as the game goes on. It's going to be a battle this year across the board in Carroll County between all these teams. I wouldn't take any of the Carroll schools lightly for sure. So you see James Nieder there making a save. He's back this year. We'll see him in a few minutes. Francis Scott Key, again, struggled in county play at 0-6. Did graduate a few guys. Coach Connor Brown's got some guys back from this team. It just need to try to stack a few wins early on is where to get that confidence. When you're coming off this year when you didn't win a county game, you just got to get that first one and kind of get you springboard.
Absolutely. I think Key makes you kind of, or can really make you play a different style. Yep. They know who they are. They know who their brand is. I think I saw a big win for them against Boonesboro early on. So I'm excited. I think Key, honestly, I know they lose in pieces, but I think they get to surprise some people in that 1A bracket.
Yeah, and we're 1 week in. Today is the second Friday of the season, so we've only played a week's worth of games. Coach, you were part of the 2024 year for South Carroll. What stood out to you the most about maybe just the Cavaliers and then how the county performed as a whole?
Frankly, I think record aside, there was a lot of pieces that took a big step, and a lot of those pieces are back, and that's why I'm excited for this group. I'm not on the sideline, but I'm excited about this group. A kid like Cutter Stanton, number 8, number 8, playing down low for them.
Yep.
If they can get him going, a real true power forward, they're kind of going to go as he goes. Anthony Rodriguez, unfortunately, sidelined with an injury.
Yeah.
I think he's D-Midi-wise, one of the best in the county. Braden Yeager at attack, Jack Lauer in the midfield, Brandon Mazalewski in the midfield, right?
Yep.
if those guys can really piece together some good quarters, South Carroll's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, you're right. And I didn't mean to cut you off. Just to say that I talked to Coach Nick Chaconis, a former South Carroll player, graduated in 2012. He was encouraged. It was a loss, but he was encouraged about how they played against Towson to kind of put Towson on their heels early on. They lost the game, but again, you got to sort of build something early in the season, kind of find your identity. And Coach Chaconis was encouraged about that. So, but again, this is their first county go. Liberty has a county game under its belt as well. You see Cutter Stanton there in the middle. We keeping an eye on him as well today. Face-offs are always huge in this game, but what I was going to ask you was, we could boil down to this. It's just two teams know each other very, very well. You coached in 2 of these games last year. They were both very close. Team stats to show you, here's where we are. So Liberty's 0-1 in the county. This is South Carroll's first county game. 37 goals. One of those was a lopsided win for the Cavaliers. So Liberty's offense a little bit slow to get started through 2 games, but still, they can score. Both these teams can score goals. That's definitely the name of the game. So your keys here, if you're Liberty and you're trying to get that first county win, and your coach, here's as we see the player matchup, Cutter Stanton for South Carroll and Ethan Carpinetti, and these stats are reflective of last year, 2024. Both these guys have a couple games under their belts. 2 new coaches here for Liberty. It's Cody Bergman. I'll get it right. Cody Bergman. Bethany College player from a couple years back, Pennsylvania native. He comes in and takes over for Steve Fabian. And then, of course, who was that guy that coached South Carroll last year? Oh, that's right, Grady Breen. Taking a break on the sideline this year, but he was rooting for South Carroll. And then now it's Nick Chaconis, the former Cavalier standout. And we are going to pause here momentarily as we get set for the national anthem, and then we will be back for the pregame and the opening face-off. National anthem here in the Lions Den in Eldersburg. We're about to begin between South Carroll and Liberty. Coach, keys to the game. What does South Carroll, in your eyes, need to do to win this game, get their first county win?
South Carroll's got to manage the runs, really. How you transition out of halftime, how you transition out of opening start is going to be key. Also, just canning the shots you have late. This game over the last couple of years is always going to be 1 or 2 goals. So if you're the team pulling a shot or not pulling a shot in 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter is going to be key. Secondly, and I would say almost more importantly, D-mid's got to play well. I think, this Liberty offense is good. We've known that. They're young, they're aggressive, and coming out of last year, I knew that whoever is going to clear well is going to be big for this.
Yeah. You got a returning starter in goal in Jamison Eater, and obviously South Carroll's kind of pieced it together. I know Coach told me they'd be split in between Sean Hobbs and the freshman tonight, Connor White. Connor White, correct. And we'll see those starters here momentarily. And you see the starters that are out there right now on the field about to head to their side of the field. South Carroll in the black with the gold numbers. Liberty all white with the blue numbers, the blue helmets. It's always fun when South Carroll and Liberty get together on the field. We saw some great girls across game battles. I've seen this game many times through the years, and it's like you said, you mentioned a minute ago, Grady, comes down to the last few minutes of the fourth quarter. Exactly what you want in a county battle. Exactly what you want. So, thanks everybody for joining us here. The first spring sports game of the week broadcast for you. 2025. Hard to believe. Next week, April. Already, yeah. We'll have some warm weather here for the Mets. It's not that bad tonight, I have to say. It's not too bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great earlier in the week and last week. Still not quite there yet, but yeah. So final instructions from the officials here, and then we will get it together from the Lions Den in Eldersburg. Goalies tap gloves and head to their respective nets, and we are almost underway here. Face-off time for South Carroll,
Austin Bricker.
And for Liberty, Caleb Elburn. Caleb's a junior. Austin Bricker also a junior. So a couple of juniors here. And we are seconds away. Right from the X position. And it's going to be Elburn getting the first one. So first possession, look, long way to go, but what do you like to see out of you? If you're on offense here, you like to see a lot of make sure you're passing as much as you can.
Yeah, you don't want to get over your skis too much. You want to try to get everyone to have a touch. Try to get really the ball in multiple corners. Early on, especially with jitters, it can kind of stay up more towards the midfield, which isn't going to help you in the long term for sure. So solid possession here for Liberty to start. Really swinging around, going through their substitution patterns.
Shut off there on the right side. This is Jonah Rohrer.
Riley Wickline with a dodge here.
Back out top.
Sam Clark.
Sam Clark, yep. Senior midfielder. So Liberty patient here on this opening possession. Clark takes a shot. A little off, but of course in boys lacrosse, first to the line, they keep possession. So you'll see the Liberty guys hustling, both teams hustling to see if they can get the ball. Sort of the unsung stat, right? Trying to keep that possession alive.
Absolutely. It's one of those things that really makes lacrosse so much different than everything else.
One of the things. There's a lot of things, but you're right about that. There's a pass shot there.
Nice save by Connor White.
Great save, yep. And South Carroll has a chance now to head upfield. White waiting for a teammate and a little bit of an errant throw, but it is going to find its way into the offensive zone. Let's see who can get to it.
Braden Yeager was a nice little ground ball in the corner. Liberty comes out of it.
And then Aaron Lamb, yep, on defense. And now the Lions will head the other way. This is Jedi Kim, I think, number 7. It's a great name.
Absolutely.
Great lacrosse name.
Be interesting to watch over time. Early on in that clear, it looked like Liberty was showing some man principles in terms of locking the middies. Maybe that's just the early part of their ride, but that's something to watch in terms of, especially with a freshman in cage for South Carroll. You definitely want a freshman to carry the ball a bit more and not make it easy on him. So,
and get tested, right?
Yeah,
you want to test him if you're Liberty, and you're South Carroll. That's a great start. The freshman getting the save from a pretty decent shot by Clark. Lions have it behind the crease. Coming to our side. Back up top, this is Carbonetti trying to get around the defender. And they'll try the right side. Here's Clark. Sam Clark.
Sam Clark with the first goal for Liberty.
And the Lions lead 1-0. Nice job by Clark.
It's really early on, Pat, but looking at those kind of two possessions, you know, South Carroll defense was a little spread out, especially on that back end. You know, and they only gave up one real, you know, 2 shots, but they need to be aware of, you know, making sure that backside defender's getting in because, you know, Liberty, it looks like from their movements, were able to try to go after that same thing a couple different times.
Face off again. This one's going to be won again by the Lions. Aaron Lamb gets that ground ball, and here comes Liberty again into the zone. Ethan Addison there, 22, one of their top offensive players from a year ago. He's back. And like you said, Grady just trying to be patient and get the ball around to as many sticks as possible and keep South Carroll's defense on the move. Here's Ethan Carpenetti around the right side. He's got room, and Carpenetti finds the net. So 2 possessions and 2 goals so far for the Lions. Nice job there by Carpenetti to get around the side.
Yeah, Cam Chaney, a young, very talented pole for South Carroll. Okay, unfortunately, Carpenetti was just able to get into his hands a little bit too much.
Harder.
It really negates the benefit of that 6-foot stick.
So 2 for 2 so far for Liberty on faceoffs, and they've resulted in 2 goals. Cavaliers had a chance on that one after the save, just couldn't quite get the ball there.
Good clamp there by Bricker.
Sure was. Squirted out and goes right to Wickline, I believe. So that's 3 now for the Lions.
You know, faceoffs are one of those really challenging parts of lacrosse and coaching altogether because it's 1-on-1. But it's also 3-on-3, but it's also 10-on-10.
Yeah, good point.
And that's the challenge. You know, Liberty, they've kind of gotten lucky on 2 of the first 3 bounces. They win a first clamp. So South Carroll, you know, Coach Chaconis, I'm not saying it's timeout time, but it's just about like, hey, manage your wings well. You know, where you put the ball. Do we want it to be a 1-on-1? Do we want to involve more people? And how do we control it? How do we do that best?
Nolan Restivo, that shot might have gotten South Carolina might have got a piece of that one. It was errant, but Lions keep it. This is Wickline being guarded by
Jake Gillis.
Yeah, I thought that was Gillis, number 4. Nice job by Gillis. This is still Wickline.
Nice check in there.
It was a good job to keep him away, but the Lions keep it. Here's Addison up top, back to Carpenetti, and now Sam Clark. Nope, that's Jonah Rohrer. Rohrer takes a shot, bouncer. Liberty stays on it. Lions have it still, 7:30 to go. So first 2.5 minutes dominated so far by the Lions. Actually, more than that, right? We're 12 minutes.
Yeah.
My math's bad.
It's going fast.
It is going fast, almost to halfway through it. And it's been all Liberty so far. Wraparound, took a tumble, did.
Nice short stick defense there by Braden Mazalewski.
Restivo, yes. Good defense by South Carroll. They made sure Restivo had to work for that shot. This is Addison, though, here in the near corner. Official blows the ball back in. And they'll run some plays from behind the net here. Nice give.
Nice save there by Connor White.
Another good save by White.
A real bang-bang play.
Give him 2 saves.
Carpenetti retreating after a nice little cut there.
So, yeah, the Lions have done a good job regrouping after the South Carroll saves. Still their ball. Carpenetti trying to wait for a pick. He fires and scores. Middle of the box. Ethan Carpenetti's got 2 goals tonight. And a good start for Liberty.
Yeah, so far, Pat, you know, it seems like they're exploiting kind of the same rhythm right now. They're going to want to sweep. They're going to want to get to that either some sort of the right hand. You know, either the sweep, off a pick, or the righty alley off a pick. So right now, South Carroll, it's 3-0. It's only halfway through the first quarter. Yep. We said it was a game of runs in the pregame, but they want to take some pressure off their defense right now. Austin Bricker's got to be settling in, using his wings, right, really making sure he gets this ground ball.
Yeah, this face-off the next couple up would be huge for South Carroll to try to get back into the game. There's a good clamp like you mentioned, but right to South Carroll. Let's see what they call here. It's going to be on the Lions, so I think South Carroll gets that win.
So hold on Liberty, so South Carroll ball, and the Cavs really got to settle in and, give their defense a breather here, get a good solid possession, and see how Liberty's playing this solid South Carroll offense.
There you see new coach Nick Jaconis. We mentioned Cavaliers alum. He played for the Cavaliers here, graduated in 2012. I believe they made a state finals run that year when Nick was a senior. It was a long time ago, though. Not to call anybody old, but Anyway, this is South Carroll's first real offensive possession here. We'll see how they can counter.
Jack Lauer, the first initial dodge for South Carroll.
That was Maslowski there up top. Yep, go ahead.
Swinging it back to Braden Yeager and clearing out for Cannon Hunter, talented athlete for South Carroll.
And here he comes. And there's a shot, and there's South Carroll's first goal. Give the first one to Cannon Hunter. You said clearing out space for him, and they did just that. So by my count, 4 goals and not an assist yet. So it's playmakers.
Fair.
Playmakers going on so far. And
Cannon does a great job just trying to make the defense play at kind of a different speed. It's not something you often see in lacrosse, but he does it really well, and nice play there.
Senior midfielder Cannon Hunter, number 14, gives South Carroll its first goal, and with 5:19 to go in the first quarter, Liberty 3, South Carroll 1. And that one, no matter what team it is, that lets you take that deep breath. Yeah, you pop
Pressure
the top
valve.
off. Yeah,
we're good.
Yep. Settle in, try to win a face-off, and get right back in the game. So this is Elburn for Liberty and Bricker for South Carroll. They haven't made a change yet. Little light rain falling, it looks like, here at the Lions Den in Eldersburg, but a pretty good crowd for South Carroll Liberty. Ooh, Bricker overstepped the ball. Is he going to get it? He is.
There we go. Bricker.
2 for Bricker.
Cam Chaney pushing transition.
Bounce pass, yep.
Bit of a force there for Cam, but South Carroll backs it up. Braden Yeager with the ball.
Some subs here at midfield. Fresh legs come in. That's Jack Lauer and Braden Arthur, 3 and 6 respectively. So this Braden Maslowski just outside the restraining line, and he'll give it off to Lauer. I asked you, Coach, as you were coming into the stadium and just getting settled, who are the guys to watch for? And single-digit guys, you named me: Lauer, Maslowski. I know we mentioned Stanton as well. They're all single-digit guys, and that's a shot that goes wide. But there's Stanton recovering. So, but not that means anything, but it just happens that both teams have some talented guys that we're
absolutely
keep an eye on.
Interesting, so far, Pat, because Liberty's shown a couple different ways of covering Cutter Stanton, number 8 for South Carroll. They showed him with a pole, and then just on that last possession, they also showed him with a short 6 shutoff. So I'm interested to see how that matchup plays out, because if South Carroll can get Cutter really going, it's a much harder defense to stop.
Game changer, I was going to say. He could be a game changer. So it's clear that Liberty has an idea, a game plan. No, just, that's their defensive.
Absolutely.
Mark 8. We got to figure out what to do with 8. So, what did you say? You told the guys, just look out for, like last year when you saw some of these guys, watch for these single numbers on Liberty. They're probably saying the same thing on South Carroll. On Liberty's side, watch these numbers for South Carroll. That shot was high, but South Carroll retains. And Braden Yeager will go gather that ball. So, like Grady said, fast-moving first quarter, but pretty well played. 3-1 Liberty lead on our CMSportsNet game of the week.
Definitely a different energy, I think, after 2 face-off wins for South Carroll. It's a little different. There we go. Braden Yeager with a nice little isolation there on his defender.
Yep. So what's the difference? Just getting that confidence?
It's just kind of being really aware of what adjustments you're making. Where am I putting this? I think both teams, Liberty's kind of benefited from a couple of lucky bounces in the middle of the field. And I think Bricker right now should really incorporate a little bit more of his wings. It's a 3-on-3 for a reason.
Right. But he has won the last two, one by penalty, and then the last one he got. So these early games, early season and early in the games, it's all about getting that confidence, right? Just getting that momentum, whether you're Liberty or South Carroll. Liberty had it, and now South Carroll's kind of got some of it back.
And frankly, Pat, like both of these teams are playing this game knowing that they're going to see each other in May, and that's a factor. And
that was a high up in the air face-off. Still nobody's gotten it yet, and will South Carroll get it?
Cannon Hunter doggedly coming after this ground ball.
Still nobody has it.
And it's going to go out off Liberty.
Yeah, you get it.
Yep.
That's the key. If you say it slow enough, eventually you'll get it right. You got it, though. And another face-off, so we're squared up now, 3-3 in face-offs won. You nailed it. That's a good point. I mean, yes, you want to win this game. And obviously, it counts in the county standings and all that, and gives you some bragging rights. But just like last year, you knew that you were probably going to see each other again, and you did. Yeah. And these guys know it too. And they've seen each other in the playoffs, at least 3 or 4 years in a row, probably more than that.
Turnover off the ride here. Errant pass picked off by number 9, Matt Brandell for Liberty.
Yep. Only a sophomore is Matt, and he's kind of one of the kids that makes the offense go. Talking to Coach Bergman about how he hands out most of the assists. Not that he can't score goals, but it kind of runs through him, which is a good thing if you're Liberty when you're cooking like that. So we'll see if the Lions can get back on the board. This is Carbonetti again. Nice pass inside. Nice save by White.
Great save. Dropping off his feet, excuse me.
Heck of a save by the freshman. Here
Grady
comes Masalewski.
Yep. Middle of the field's going to be huge in this game, and that's not to say, Pat, that it wouldn't be big in any game, but especially freshman goalie, definitely a new defense. We had a couple kids graduate last year from that South Carroll team of 2024, so to make sure they're getting the ball out of their own end and not
that was a great spin move, and then a nice job by Sam Clark to check the stick, or else Masalewski had a point-blank shot coming. But yeah, go ahead, finish your point.
No, but in general, you want to be making sure that you're only defending something once and not twice. So far, Liberty, I haven't seen much of the South Carroll ride. So far, Liberty has really shown some man principles in their ride. Oh, there we go, Jack Lauer.
And that's going to be an assist for Cutter Stanton, I believe. And that puts South Carroll even with Liberty. So South Carroll has certainly gotten the momentum now. There was a push in the back, I believe, that set that play up. Justin Friedley? I think it might have been. Yeah, Justin Friedley might have got the call against him. That kept the ball in South Carroll's possession, and then the Cavaliers scored. So 3-3, 1:17 to go in the opening quarter. These teams have officially settled in now, Grady, I believe.
Yes. Bricker.
They're going to give him that face-off? They did. They wound the clock.
Okay.
So I think that counts. So then I believe after that, loose ball out of bounds. It might be Liberty's ball, but I did see the official wind his hand, so that's South Carroll's face-off win. But the turnover, and now the Lions have a chance to set up their offense, maybe go in and regain the lead. Sam Clark jumps in, senior midfielder #1, back out top to Carbonetti. Jonah Rohr getting some play here as well. .45 seconds.
Not gonna lie, pretty fast first quarter.
Yep.
Liberty definitely starting off hot, so if really either face-off guy gets streaky, this game could really open up.
Yes. So far, it's been fairly even. Here's Clark again, and White makes the save. And then clamps down on the ball. Nice job by White.
Good job getting the ball out quick. Cam Chaney with the ball over midfield.
4 saves by my count for White. James Sneeder hasn't had one just yet. 7 seconds. I don't think South Carolina was waiting for that pass. A good idea there. We'll give Cannon Hunter the cross court pass, if you will, but the teammate not ready for it, so out of bounds. That should end the first quarter here with 2 seconds left. They'll heave it down, and that's it. Well, no surprise, after the first quarter comes to an end, these two rivals are tied at 3-3, and Liberty won the first half of that quarter. I'm going to give South Carroll the second half of that quarter, and you're not too surprised at the outcome here so far.
No, I'm glad that Liberty knew what they wanted to do. I'm glad that South Carroll kind of weathered the storm, took a breath, and then gave us the quarter that no matter what we have come to expect from these two teams.
Here's some of the highlights from the first quarter, and I got to give it to the freshman goalie so far for South Carroll. He's seen more shots than James Sneeder has, and he's come away with 4 saves.
And frankly, they're not easy. You know, a couple real quick, like bang type situations. So good on Connor, because saves are going to be really important with 2 offenses like these.
Right, especially you see a couple goals here where Liberty had it going early. Carpenetti scored 2 in that quarter. Sam Clark had 1. That was the Liberty stats, I believe, offensively, but Carpenetti's second one, and White buckled down, and then South Carroll, again, it came down to a couple of those face-offs. You win a few of those face-offs, you get to set your offense up, you get your playmakers going. There's one of their playmakers, South Carroll, in Cannon Hunter. You mentioned it. They sort of cleared out the top of the box for him, and he scored. And then there's another goal from South Carroll. So they withstood the body blow from Liberty early on, and then they had a couple counter punches of their own, and a pretty good, entertaining first quarter.
Pat, I think it's going to be really key in these next 2 quarters of what team plays better help side defense. You know, frankly, to put my coaching hat on, I think both teams haven't done a great job being spread out defensively. I know the ball spun around a ton. It's jitters. It's first quarter. Sure. It's your first county game.
Yeah.
But we're seeing a lot of shots on both sides from a lot closer than any goalie would like.
Yes.
And if either team can't fix that, you know, we might end up seeing a score like that Alabama BYU game last night.
25-3.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a quick in-game matchups. You got Braden Yeager for South Carroll with a goal, and Ethan Carpenetti with 2 so far. So it's spread out so far a little bit. Carpenetti's got 2 of the Liberty goals, and South Carroll's got 3 each from 3 different players. And looks like the same 2 face-off men, Bricker for South Carroll and Elburn for the Lions, as we start quarter number 2. Again, I'm unofficial up here. Possession or a procedure going to be Liberty get that face-off. And the Lions have it first as we get the second quarter underway. I think both teams learned a little bit about the other team in that first 12 minutes, just based on, like you said, maybe not moving around as much as they needed to, or getting that movement on defense or the rotation on offense. We'll see if they make those adjustments in the second quarter. And we'll watch for those playmakers. And as you know, Grady, doesn't mean you can't have a playmaker on defense.
Absolutely.
Or in the goal. Here's one of Liberty's. Carpenetti gets room, and another great save. Oh, and a rebound shot. I don't think that got saved, but it just missed. So, wow, Connor White is on his game so far.
Yeah, just, going back to what I was saying earlier, Pat, again, kind of a much closer shot than probably Connor would like, but great save on his end. South Carroll, I think, can kind of get in a little bit more on the backside there, but in general,
that's got to give them a huge boost of confidence. Oh, hard to stop that one. Nice one-timer. Quick line with the pass. And Jonah Rohr with the goal.
Probably first assist of the game that we've seen so far, Pat. But again, this game's going to be up-tempo for sure.
Yeah, definitely Liberty's first assist by my count. I think maybe South Carolina had 1, but a nice job there. Just Wickline waits, Rohrer cuts. A teammate drew the two defenders. Oh, yeah, Carpenetti drew two defenders and left Rohrer wide open, streaking toward the crease. Nice job by Liberty. 4-3 is your score. And for as great as Connor White's been, that's a tough ask right there.
Absolutely.
To try to make that save.
Longest face-off we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Liberty's
Lions get that one. That's 5 now, I believe, of the 9. So still pretty even. But the Lions trying to go up 2 here. That last possession was well done well executed, I thought, by Liberty. Sam Clark to Carpenetti outside the box, and the Lions will pass it around the perimeter. Clark almost wanted to take that shot. Here's Brandell. There's Wickline. Clark pivots. Near side. Top shelf.
great shot there by Carpenetti.
Give Clark the assist. Give Carpenetti his 3rd goal of the day. Nice job by the Lions.
To go offside high there. Definitely an authoritative shot. Good for him.
Just a sophomore. Ethan Carpenetti scored one of Liberty's goals last year in the state final. There it is again. Just a nice, confident shot too, right?
Yes,
to take that shot as a 10th grader. Not to say that obviously they can't do it, but you got to know what you're doing to take that shot there.
It's not his first time.
Correct.
It's not his first time.
Scored a goal in the 1A state final last year. Again, it was a great run. Liberty got there and just a little overmatched against a really good Falston team. So the score, not indicative of that run that Liberty made to get there in the 1A final. But Carpenetti scored one of the goals, and obviously that's a nice feather in the cap to come back the year later. So here we go, face-off, and I think they switched out. Liberty did. It's Brent Sims, and he got the win. So Brent Sims, the sophomore from Fogo, will get a face-off now for the Lions and make that 6 of 10 in this game. So you mentioned Grady momentum. Now the Lions have it back, at least to start this second quarter. What can South Carroll do to sort of stem the tide here?
So I think in general, as of right now, the help side defense has got to improve. Beyond that, we got to make sure that if you're in South Carroll right now, you want to be back, try to make sure back up every shot.
Oof. Now the assists are starting to come. Brandell to Addison. That's the help side defense I think you're talking about.
Exactly. Right now, Liberty's going with a lot of stuff, either out of a 2-2-2 or a 3-1-2, and they're really trying to put 2 guys on the crease and confuse everyone. And the challenge for South Carroll is their defensive captain, Jake Roth, is currently out with an ankle injury. So that kind of communication on the back end is going to be tricky for them. It's not that it's incredibly hard to fix. It's just that you have to get it right every time. Because right now, Liberty sees that, hey, this is a look that we really want to go to. So South Carroll really has to know how to make this adjustment.
So we're going in threes here. Liberty was up 3-0. South Carroll tied at 3-3, and then we might have our first flag as Bricker won the face-off, and I think they're going to get called for a trip. And now Liberty, I was going to finish that thought, they reeled off 3 in a row. So it's been 3-3-3. Which gives us our 6-3 score, and the first penalty will go against the Lions. That's a minute for a trip, and so South Carroll will be on the power play. Man up. The first opportunity for one of these two teams to be extra man.
Absolutely.
See how this goes.
Going to be interesting here, Pat. 3 and 8. Lauer and Stanton, 2 awesome shooters. Not to take anything away from any other.
Sure.
But those guys are your fastball guys. So
you want them to take shots.
Yeah.
And who takes the shot? Number 9. Carson Kenny, and James Nieder gets his first save. They didn't hear you, Coach. They didn't hear you.
And some of that, Pat, is trying to play to the scout a little bit.
Of course.
Like, hey, here's our decoy. But now a funky situation too, because now you're playing defense man up. So it'll be interesting to see how South Carroll plays that. Will you try to double it? Will you play kind of a free safety in the middle? Not always an easy situation. Sometimes, and also a situation that's very easy to overplay.
Sure. It's been about 30 seconds. that offsides maybe on Liberty. Yep, so South Carroll will get it back. I saw this from midfield, the football offsides motion, so it looks like Cavaliers will get another crack at this. And the minute waning down here in the penalty. And there goes the ball. Good check indeed. Loose ball in midfield. Who wants it? Lions get it. Austin Decker, freshman there, number 33 with that ground ball. Here come the Lions. I believe they are all square. They are. So they killed that penalty. Nice job by Liberty. That was South Carroll's at least a crack chance to get back into the game, crack into that 3-goal lead. Now the Lions can extend the lead. Pass off of the helmet, I think, of South Carroll. Turnover. Here comes Jack Lauer. He's on the far side of the field there, weaving through some defenders. Lost the ball. That's Decker again. Up, back and forth we go.
Back and forth.
And here comes Stanton. Sheds a defender. Cutter Stanton on the move. Lost the ball momentarily. Stanton with a check. Let's see. Yeah, going to be a loose ball push, I believe.
Yeah, in general, Pat, I think that was kind of a couple different things that could really work against against either team.
Okay.
South Carroll's got to do a better job with a settled clear there. It's not to say that Lauer shouldn't have been carrying it. Great check by Stanton there.
That's going to be a loose ball push, I would think, as well. Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, but in general, like, it can't be standing and watching. In general, they have to have something set up a little bit better there. Here we got number 10, Ryan Stankiewicz. We're legging it, and this is kind of more of the same. They have to do a job, you know.
You're going to say he was out of bounds.
Yeah, number 10, Ryan Stankiewicz just got pushed out. Unfortunately, he ended up running, 47 yards to run 7.
Yep.
So that's got to be kind of the little things where, like, hey, if you want to get the pressure off this, settle in, like, set something up and give yourself some space rather
Find a
than
teammate.
Yeah, playing punt return over and over and over again, it's pretty tough.
It sure is.
Especially when you're trying to get some momentum back, because when it goes south, it's tough to recover from.
So the Lions have it again on offense. 6:15 to go.
And tough to watch too right here, Pat, is because of the transition turnover. South Carroll wasn't able to get a LSM on, so they're playing with 3 short sticks. Mind you, those 3 short sticks are great athletes, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
And there's a check there by South Carroll's defense, and the ball is on the ground. I believe the Cavaliers got it, and that is Breen Mazalewski heading up the far side of the field. And he comes into the zone.
Great play by 5.
Oh, bouncing shot. It's going to go out, and the Cavs are going to get it. But a nice job by Mazalewski to clear it and get a shot off.
Braden putting his head down, getting a tough ground ball, in a pile, and then getting it up that far sideline was a great play by him.
There's another
nice feed there by Carson Kenny to Braden Yeager.
Ball on the ground again, and now the Lions have it. Colton Bull, I believe, 26. And he'll start this transition to clear for Liberty. Always a dangerous pass.
Tough crossfield pass there.
Those are tough.
Here we go. Cannon Hunter. Tough ground ball here.
Nice pass. Oh, Eder with the save. What a save by Eder.
And that's, Pat, that's one of those plays where it's such a bang-bang play. Would it have been better to take it or not? But honestly, overall, just a great play by the goalie.
It sure was. You can't fault South Carroll for that 2-on-1 rush, too. I mean, it was a good pass to give it up.
Good pass. Yeager handled it well on the backside.
South Carroll going to call a timeout and settle up. Let's take a look at this again. You mentioned it. Here comes a break. Looked like a for sure goal. Nice pass again, and Eder just gets his stick in there.
Yeah, honestly, great kind of desperation move, and I don't want to take anything away from the save, because that was big time, especially when he hasn't seen a ton of shots. So to get that as your first solidifying save, good on him.
Brady Yeager did everything but score there, and both those guys did a great job on that break, just can't really, again, you can't really fault him. It was a great save. You see Nick Jaconis there, South Carroll's new head coach, first-year head coach, former Cavalier player. In the hat there with the, and then you're going to see Liberty's guys, and Cody's in there somewhere in the huddle. I met Cody for the first time the other day, and nice, energetic young guy. And the fun fact was he went to Bethany College, and I said, oh, a fun fact, my wife went to Bethany College, and he got a look at his face like, oh, when was that? I said, I'm way older than you are, man. Long before you were born, my friend. But go Bison, I guess I can say it. And he said, just like my wife likes to say, he said, yeah, I just love the college, middle of nowhere, West Virginia, little small school, kind of like McDaniel in that regard. And,
for sure.
And so Bethany College, home with the Bison, and Cody Bregman. I'm going to say Bregman. It's Bergman. I'm sorry. I apologize, Cody. Yeah, I'm thinking of Alex Bregman from baseball. Yep. That's what tripped me up. Cody Bergman is, again, just Coach Fabian did a great job, and it's just a new coach is a new coach, right? So how's it going to go? You know, the kids knew Coach Fabian and his style, and I headed out to a practice this last week, and I feel like all the players were really energetic and excited about just a fresh start, and you can't blame them. Sure. I mean, it's just to see how they want to do well for the new coach, and he wants to do well for the players. So
yeah, new energy, you know, for either one of these teams cannot be discredited. New energy.
South Carroll with the ball after the timeout. Let's see what Coach Jaconis and the Cavs assistants drew up with 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. 6-3 is our score in favor of Liberty. Brady Yeager wrapped around. Brady Yeager score.
Nice little isolation move by Braden there. Liberty seems to want to really shut the crease and just face guard everything in the middle and play everything on the perimeter. So nice job on perimeter, and nice job of Yeager taking advantage of his athleticism.
He takes the pick. He takes the pick from Cannon Hunter, and it's a 1v1 at that point once you wrap around the goal. Got to finish, and he did, and that feels good for him since he had just missed on that last one. There's Braden Yeager. South Carroll lost him during the football season, about midway through the season, I think, and that was definitely a loss for them. Yes. They lost one of their top receivers, but he's back and healthy and playing lacrosse. That's good to see. So we're back to the X. Face off Elburn, I believe, again, and Bricker, and that time, well, Elburn, let's see, still on the ground. The beauty of boys lacrosse, right, Coach?
There we go.
Liberty face off one. 7-5 now by our count in face off, so Liberty with 7 of the 12 face off so far. But pretty even.
Pretty even. And overall, Pat, I think, you know, looking at both of these teams, they have to make sure that when they're clamping, when they're winning the ground ball, they're not forcing a new error, right? You don't want to be in a situation where, you know, a face-off win becomes a turnover, because as these possessions are getting longer, right? We had kind of a NASCAR pace first quarter.
Yes.
We had a much slower second quarter, right? So, you know, this game could be in that kind of 10-8 range. Nice check there by Ryder Green.
Be careful. It was close to being out of bounds there, but I guess he wasn't. And the Cavaliers will get it. So just as you're saying that, a nice defensive play by South Carroll, and they'll see if they can get their offense charged up. But yeah, it had that feel. You get out and get on fire. You had that run. And again, both teams kind of settling in the second quarter. Ooh, nice check there by Addison. Ryan Stankiewicz was trying to get out, and Stankiewicz took a bit of a shot there. You can see he's sort of shaking the cobwebs out. And that was out of bounds, and Liberty will have it. And Stankiewicz comes out. In comes Cam Chaney. We mentioned him before. Long stick midfielder. Looks like he's marked up on Friedley of Liberty. Here comes the Lions. And it's Carpenetti again up to Sam Clark. Sam Clark's got room. Sam Clark, save. Nice job, Connor White.
Once again, Connor White, you know, a great save on his butt. I think he's probably had, you know, 5 saves on his butt. Impressive composure for the youngster.
I like his game.
Absolutely.
So loose ball push, and South Carroll will have the ball. And they do get it across the line, and now they can set up their offense.
Braden Mazalewski touched the ball in.
And that's all you got to do, right? In boys, you got to get it in, establish possession. There's a flag down.
So it looks like probably Offsides penalty. Yep, an offsides penalty against Liberty. So, you know, this game 6-4 right before halftime. You know, South Carroll probably wants to get, you know, go after something. And then,
knowing they'll keep the ball here no matter what, right? So, second they turn it over, the possession ends and the penalty will be called.
Oh, nice little move there by Maslewski. I thought that was a shot he could have taken.
He's on the far side. He does get around one defender.
Similar player to Hunter, he kind of knows how to play just a little bit faster than somebody else. And what's funny, never seems like he's blown by somebody, but he gets a step just because he's playing a different pace. Jaeger again, that little inside roll.
I think Eater got to stick on that, and that'll stop the possession. So as a coach there, is that just take it when it looks good, or keep an eye on the clock so we have some time here to run a power play, if you will?
Really depending.
Okay.
You know, this is going to, with it just being offsides, you know, you don't need to keep that much time.
Sure. 30-second penalty?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
got it.
But in general, like, I thought it was a nice little move
Take the
in
shot,
there.
right? Yeah.
Take the shot, but at the same time now, like, you really want to make sure you can this shot. As we talked about in pregame, like, it's kind of that middle 8. Oh,
That might
there
hit the pipe. That
Jack
is
Lauer.
That is up and out of the stadium.
Really teed that one up down the fairway.
He sure did. I was going to say you may only get one in these 30-second penalties, but that was one, and he just missed scoring. Another laser that time from Stanton.
The Stanton special for sure.
You've seen that before, huh?
Yeah. One of several, according to Coach Dacona's sidearm bandits on this team.
He's going to do another one. Tried to. Good defense by Liberty. That's Kevin Kern there, 15. We just finished watching him have really good wrestling here. Penalty is over, I believe. And now the Lions will have it. Go ahead.
Liberty on the ground ball here.
Under 50 seconds to go.
Now they have the potential. Oh, kind of unforced there.
Yeah, you wonder there. You wonder there if, now we got somebody down.
Lauer.
Yeah, Lauer might have got like just kind of pinned under his. He's going to try to get up. Yeah, he might have just got awkwardly went down. I was going to say, you wondered if another beat there that Coach Bergman would have tried to call a timeout to set up that offense, but he didn't get a chance. So Coach Chaconis will come over and check with Lauer. Looks like they got just kind of tangled up. Oh, it's not. Oh, it is Lauer.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of took an awkward fall and then hit the back of his head. Hit another player, so not like it was anyone's fault, but just kind of a real fluke situation. But good to see him walk in.
Yeah, it looks like he's all right.
We'll see him back in no time.
I would think so. He's adjusting his helmet. Trying to get a water, and the athletic trainer saying, "No, why don't you come with me to the sideline? They'll check him out." But can't afford to lose too many of these top guys, and hopefully he can get back in the game. So I don't think there was a timeout called, so we're giving him just a second to get settled up. 32 seconds remaining, as you see. Yeah, you were right, saying he kind of maybe just bumped his head with, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but they'll definitely check him. Jack Lauer, junior midfielder for South Carroll, on the bench right now with 32 seconds to go. We'll see who has the final 32 seconds here to try to put a mark on the scoreboard. 2-goal Liberty lead in the waning minute of the first half here on the CMSportsNet Game of the Week, and South Carroll will try to get something set up. Oh my! Again, everything but the goal.
And honestly, Pat, looking at that, I think it's kind of been indicative of both teams. Oh, Cannon, nice play in there.
There's time here, 10 seconds.
And now's the time.
Stanton saved by Eater.
Nice save by Eater there. But in general, Pat, I think that play on the odd man rush for Hunter, I think, is really indicative of both teams' struggles defensively. Because if you watch the replay, everyone's kind of being matched up, but no one's then getting to the level of the dodge. And because of that, a 6-on-5 becomes like a 1-on-1 pretty quickly. So both teams really look, it's 6-4. It's not like it's been the gangbusters that we kind of thought about in the first quarter. But playing that help side defense, kind of getting to the level of the dodge is going to be important for both teams, because if not, it's just going to be alley-oops galore, as we saw through some of that in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6-4 is our halftime score. We got a 7-minute break here for halftime, then we'll come back. Everybody sit tight. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more of the CMSportsNet Game of the Week. Don't go away from the Lions Den in Eldersburg. Coming right back.
My name is Claire Lawson.
And I'm Ava Diffenderfer.
And we're proud to play the iconic daughter-mother duo in this year's musical production at Winters Mill High School.
Freaky Friday! In this fresh retelling of the Disney cult classic, estranged and grumpy daughter Ellie Blake just wants to be a normal teenager, to eat how she wants, dress how she wants.
But all that becomes a little difficult when her high-strung perfectionist mom, Catherine, is getting remarried to her new love, and she's making sure that everyone knows it. Between planning her own wedding, ignoring her children...
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far.
And that giant stick up her butt.
Hey!
Tensions are running higher than ever.
Well, I'm sure she'd appreciate it if her daughter showed a little more enthusiasm instead of focusing on that silly scavenger game.
It's called The Hunt, Mom, and it's not silly, it's super important. Not that you'd understand anything.
Well, with emotional wounds festering beneath the surface, these two are suddenly forced into a wacky, magical adventure ripe with absurdity, humor, yes, humor, and a pinch of bittersweet exposition pertaining to the modern socio-economical climate of troubled families.
Exhibit A of the Blake family personal issues.
Ellie and Catherine may finally learn what it means to live a day in someone else's shoes.
Freaky Friday will be performed at Winters Mill High School on March 28th and 29th, as well as April 4th and 5th.
All shows at 7 p.m. Tickets available at My School Bucks or cash only at the door.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hey there, I'm Pat Stoetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
And each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss the Score and More podcast presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels.
Carroll Indoor Sports Center, celebrating its 30th season. 66,000 square feet of fields and courts. Rain or shine, multiple soccer and lacrosse leagues. Artificial turf fields and courts to rent. Party rooms and snack bar available. Summer camp for the kids. Safe indoor environment for athletes of all ages. Carroll Indoor Sports Center, your sport, anytime.
Gear up. Adult volunteers are needed for robotics tournaments. First Chesapeake, part of a global robotics community for youth ages 4 to 18, seeks adult volunteers to serve as referees, judges, and support staff at tournaments across Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, each year from November to April. No robotics experience is required. These free events inspire youth to explore STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, while fostering leadership and teamwork. Volunteer today. Sign up online at firstchesapeake.org/volunteer. Let's gear up for the future.
CMSportsNet Game of the Week. We've got Carroll County boys lacrosse action for you from the Lions Den in Eldersburg. Liberty 6, South Carroll 4. Pat Stoetzer and Grady Breen back with you at Liberty. Coach, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the first half and look at the team stats and our players to watch. And I think we talked about it at halftime, just the momentum runs, right? Mm-hmm. Liberty had the surge early. South Carroll got back into it. Liberty scored 3 straight, and then South Carroll got 1 back. I'm not too surprised how the first half went.
No, we knew it was going to be kind of within striking distance one way or the other. Kind of early on in that first quarter, it felt like it might be more than 6-4, but we knew that no matter what, it was going to be that 1 to 2 goal kind of stretch at the half.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a couple of these goals already in our highlights. I just wanted to say I'm impressed with Connor White and how he's played so far. For a 9th grader to go toe-to-toe with some of these shots at Liberty, that's not easy, and he's done a good job.
And frankly, Pat, he's saved a lot of the hardest ones. Anytime you're getting the ball from behind the cage to the crease, especially at close range, that's not really a thought, right? What's the quote? If you think you lose, that's the situation that Connor's in. So in general, for him to make those saves is really, frankly, keeping South Carroll in striking distance. That's not to take anything away from either one of these teams.
Sure.
But
he's the reason it's a 2-goal game.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt. Kenan Hunter got South Carroll on the board first. They scored 3 straight. But Ethan Carpenetti has 3 of his own. He also picked up, almost picked up an assist right there, but not for that save by White. There were some unassisted goals early on. Then teammates started getting involved. So I think we're going to see a little more of that in the second half, I would say. As we watch these last few highlights before we see the updated team stats, your keys to maybe give me Liberty right now. You're up by 2. What are you talking to the guys about in the huddle here?
Still keep fighting. Keep fighting. Only push your pedal. Only push harder down on the pedal because you don't want to make a 6-4, 6-5, and before you know it,
you're down. Right.
You're down. It's 7-6, right? Strike while the iron's hot. I think they can go after a lot of these different things. I'm interested to see, right? With how South Carroll's going to play defense, because I think Liberty's got both teams really have been able to get into the middle of the field. So I think whatever defense is able to push things wide and really say, no, you're not coming in here is going to be the key to how this second half goes.
Right.
Because in general, everyone's been playing so spread out that both teams have been able to get to the middle of the defense. So if one team figures that out, then I think it's going to be a much harder offensive possession. And that's why we haven't seen many assisted goals, is because the isolation of how good these offensive players have been has worked well.
Yeah, 10 goals and just 4 assists combined. So, I mean, like you said, it's been a little bit of both, but we get ready for this face-off here to start the third quarter. These more and more as we go, these face-offs will become more and more critical. And South Carroll kicking it a bit, but it's going to be Bricker. And they're going to get a push. It'll be South Carroll. He established a pretty good way to get to the ball and just couldn't quite get the ground ball, but they'll get that one, and the Cavaliers will be on offense first. A little bit of rain falling here at Liberty High School.
Could be a factor over time.
Sure, a little slippery out there, right?
A little slick. Your sticks get a little wet. Pocket gets a little deeper. That ball might pull a little differently than it did early on. Mm-hmm. Good to see number 3 Jack Lauer back out there.
Yeah, good eye. There he is. Just had the ball.
Braden Arthur with the ball currently.
They'll try to penetrate that Liberty defense, but see Aaron Lamb up top there on defense. Also Adam Manny, number 16, in the middle there.
Braden Yeager attacking from behind.
Pass a little errant, but the Cavaliers grab it. And over to Lauer again here in front of us. All the way down near side bottom of the box. Oh, he pivoted. DJ Baker did a good job. I'm sorry, excuse me, Braden Yeager, good job with the pivot. Just the ball came out of the stick.
Tough GB in the middle of the field.
South Carroll has it.
Wyatt Zegler coming out of the scrum. Getting over midfield.
A few checks, and a good job to clear it.
Nicely done by Wyatt. Braden Yeager with the ball now.
That was a good job by Tegler, senior. And here come the Cavaliers again. It's all about these second half adjustments, right? See, oh, Cutter stands a load. He knocked over 2 Liberty defenders.
Yeah, pretty sure he just ran fullback dive there.
But the ball hit the turf, and now the Lions have it.
And right now, looking at it, their defensive game plan, it looks like Liberty's really wanting to limit Cutter's touches. Cutter's a volume shooter, is going to scare any goalie this side of the Mississippi. But in general, you know, short sticks shut off, limit his touches, and probably make him a little bit more predictable when he does touch the ball, because he's seeing that short stick as an opportunity, and that's why Liberty was so quick to slide in that situation.
Lions trying to add to their lead early here in the third quarter. This is Riley Wickline here on the near side, trying to get around a defender. Makes a few moves. Passes it back up top, Sam Clark. Now down low. Back up to the top again. Oh, and a little bit past Jonah Rohrer. And that will be out of bounds. Turnover, South Carroll, as the rain starts to come down a little heavier than it was a few minutes ago.
Important clear here for South Carroll.
And this is Lauer.
They're really going to try to match up everything in the middle, make the goalie cradle. They've been running Stanton over. Good clear there, but
Stanton just puts his elbow down. Oh my, oh, save by Eder.
Nice save again by Eder.
Stanton did a great job to create that shot, and Eder stoned him in the net. And here come the Lions.
Sam Clark with the ball.
And again, like I mentioned, he stepped in, so that's the possession now to Liberty, and he can wait for his teammates and run a play and whatever Coach Bergman wants. Here's Carpenetti, 3-goal first half for the sophomore.
Carpenetti really seemed to find his way into every different space that Liberty needed him. Definitely impressed with that young man's game.
Here's Clark at the top of the box. Uses the pick from Carpenetti. Clark down low. Addison, I think he just missed it.
Off the foot of Gillis.
Yeah, off of the
there we go, too. Like, this moisture pat might be affecting.
I saw it. White just sort of pushed the ball into the ground there on the trying to clear, but looks like South Carolina.
Lauer with another great touch, throwing it forward to Hunter.
And here comes Cannon Hunter again. High shot.
Good backup there by number 8, Cutter Stanton. Yep. Good forwards pass there by Lauer.
You knew that shot was coming.
Oh, nice find on that near pipe.
Who was it?
Yeager to Hunter.
Okay. So Yeager gets the assist.
And again, Pat, like a good example of everyone was way too spread out on that possession. They didn't need to be. Both teams really got to check up, kind of work inside out rather than being so kind of man focused. It's a lot of kind of man watching and covering threats that aren't threats at that moment.
So Yeager to Hunter, and it's a 1-goal game, 6-5. Liberty with the lead, but South Carroll, again, 3 goals first, then South Carroll 3, then Liberty 3, and now South Carroll's put in 2. And here's the face-off as tangled up there. Lions get it.
Liberty's 8th face-off win for the game.
And we officially have a nice steady rain here at the Lions Den.
It's going to be a factor because
I think you're right.
You know, looking at that playoff game, the last time these two teams played, like the rain was a major factor. You know, not even mentioning the neutral site, but the rain was a factor. You know, Mesh is pulling shots late in games. You know, things are more tentative, so it's going to be interesting to see how that affects both teams.
Sure. You got the rain and the rain in the lights. Makes it even tougher. Shot by Clark was just a little wide, but the Lions back it up. Brandell will get it off the end line, and the Lions will hold the ball here with 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Live from Eldersburg tonight, the CMSportsNet Game of the Week. We got more coming for you this spring, so stay tuned as we make our way around the county. And there's a shot by Sam Clark. I don't think White got a piece of it, but anyway, the ball is still kept by Liberty.
Clark's been aggressive in this third quarter.
Absolutely.
You know, first half, we really saw Liberty go after that righty sweep in that righty alley. So for Clark to really initiate from the left side.
All alone. Oh,
Once
save
again.
Addison right on the doorstep. And Connor White makes the save.
Great save by White there.
Addison was just all alone. And White made that big stick look even bigger and made the stop. He has been key for South Carroll. Oh, but Sam Clark finds a gap. Big goal there from way outside, Sam Clark. And again, I think this is that time when the rain, the lights, a little bit of the slippery conditions. It was a great save. You can see it. Look at our camera right there. You can see the rain really coming down. And but good job by Clark just to find a little bit of daylight, if you will. And White just a little slow to get that boundary. He's at it himself. You see him pound his stick on the ground there. Great replay we have there.
Yeah, Liberty again with that little righty sweep off the two-man action. South Carroll didn't quite communicate as they wanted to through it. So with that, Clark gets his hands free and everything falls.
Yeah, it gives Liberty the 2-goal lead again.
Another good face-off win for Liberty.
But out of bounds it goes. And South Carroll will have it. Now, just so we know, for our guys, my weather says rain expected to stop in 10 minutes. So hopefully we'll be dry in the fourth quarter. One thing you can trust is the weather, right?
Yes.
If you see a weather forecast at this lockstep, you got to know it's going to be accurate. So that means it'll snow before the game's over. We had a turnover. Oh, nice job by South Carroll's defense, though, to thwart that play.
Definitely want to get the ball out of the middle of the field in this type of situation.
That was Jedi Kim who tried it. And now South Carroll
get the ball and get away from the scrum. Nice job there. Really settle things in.
Aaron Lamb did a good job there. Nice job by the Liberty defender. And now the Lions have it back. And Ethan Carbonetti will run the offense with Jonah Rohr right next to him. And Sam Clark comes back in. So a little loose ball there in the midfield for about 10-15 seconds. And the Lions have it. Field looks like it's holding up in pretty good shape, though. So rain, not a big factor, but the grass is going to get slippery, right?
Grass is going to get slippery, especially away from things. You might see a defender take a little bit more contact to the ground than they might expect, especially on the perimeter, which kind of change things. Hard to press out on guys when it's rainy.
Carbonetti, oh,
nice take again there. Carbonetti, throughout these first now into this third quarter, really wants to be able to, definitely a very capable righty, but really wants to roll underneath and get into that middle of the field. And South Carroll's really got to keep him to one side.
Yeah, we've played more than about 30 minutes of game time, right? And he's shined so far for Liberty on offense. And here he is here at the top with Rohr, sets a pick. He went to his right. There's a pass back to behind the crease. He wanted Rohr to cut, and now it's going to be who can get that ball. Oh, that's going to be a Kern slash, and it just got
Carson Kenny down.
Got him on the leg, yeah. Got him on the knee or the leg. Doesn't feel good.
No.
Whatever it was, doesn't feel good.
No, the initial shock of it for sure.
He's trying to walk it off. Yeah, he's going to have to come over. Yeah, probably smart to come off, get that looked at. Well, maybe not. I saw Kern stick his hand out. I mean, he wasn't trying to hurt him there. There he is right there. That's good sportsmanship. But just trying to go for a loose ball, right?
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of different ways to kind of play that ground ball scrum at that midfield wrong. You know, maybe you're pushing the defender over, maybe you're checking stick,
you're lifting sticks, right? Yeah, you're definitely lifting.
You know, you're chomping sticks. It's kind of a chess match.
And a scrum all in one.
Yes, exactly.
Here comes some speed. DJ Baker for the Lions, number 11. He'll change hands.
Back to Wickline behind.
Wickline and Addison over here on this side. Brandell usually on the other side, and there he is, and he'll pass up top. So the Lions have their formation they're going to run here. This is what we've been seeing most of the day.
And in general, Pat, situation like this, you get a couple balls back, right? What you might thought of as a turnover, they turn it back over, you get the ball back. What's really important for Liberty right now is being able to dictate tempo. Because I don't think anyone really gets tired from running around on offense. It's more the challenges on defense. So for them right now, they're getting back up, they're staying fresh, they're kind of dictating things as it goes. NFHS doesn't have a shot clock. It's not like they're thinking about counting something down. So right now, strike while the iron's hot, because as we go,
and they just did. Jonah Rohrer. I think that might have been Carpenetti. Oh, Brando.
Yep. Another nice little move out of that two-man action in the middle.
2 goals for Rohrer, 2 assists for Brandell, and it's back to a 3-goal lead. Liberty 8, South Carroll 5. Nice goal there by the Lions.
Absolutely.
You were just saying it, right? Try to strike while you can, strike while you have the momentum, and then that's a nice job there. Brandell from behind, Rohrer, and White's done a great job, but those are hard to stop. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. And back to Elburn at the X for Liberty, and Bricker will get one.
Great, clean win by Bricker.
Probably his best so far.
Absolutely.
9-7 now, the face-offs, Liberty with the edge. So just while the game is going, the face-offs are close as well. Still plenty of game left here for South Carroll, so this game is certainly not over yet.
Another good isolation by Braden Yeager there. In general, I think
keep trying it. You're going to keep trying that play.
Absolutely. I think Yeager's been able to get a step on his man each time. He's really, taking it with authority. So if I'm Coach Chaconis, I'm definitely wanting to get the ball back to Yeager in these situations, especially with how they're shutting off Stanton. They showed a short stick shut off earlier. Now they seem to be covering him with a pole.
Nice job by Hunter.
Cannon Hunter.
And he made that all on his own. Cannon Hunter.
Somehow, some way, that kid always seems to manage to, figure things out through the trash. So nice play there by 14.
He's got 3 goals. 2 for Yeager, and then 1 for Lauer. And that's your 6 for South Carroll. So great job by Cannon Hunter, and a nice whipped shot there that Eder had no chance on.
Yeah, Liberty just, chasing the stick a couple times, and Cannon's going to be self-aware enough to know how to, get through the madness and take a great shot there.
Well, that's the key, right? You do that, and you already bring at least 1 or 2 defenders with you, so you're going to create a shot. The defense has to follow the ball, and next thing you know, let's see, face off on the ground, and it's going to be a push. So where are we going? We're going Liberty. Yeah, so Hunter made that play because the Liberty defenders had to come his way. So 10-7 now, face-offs. All right. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. And we got a good one shaping up for you here in Eldersburg. Just down the road, South Carroll made the short trip. The JV game ended in a 10-10 tie. We saw
great game.
Late goal by the Lions, I believe, in the final seconds to tie the game. So a good precursor to this one.
Not many JV games that I've seen with more runs than that game. You know,
we had a chance to watch a good
back and forth.
Yeah.
Back and forth. That was
both teams played well. And same goes in this one. 8-6 is our score with just about 60 seconds or so left in the third quarter as Brandell sets up behind the net. And here he comes. Nice pass, Addison. This time he does not miss. Brandell with the assist. Give him 3. Give Addison his second goal. And Liberty's offense cooking here in the last couple possessions.
Nice play there. You're going to see a little freeze cut across the crease and then a dive cut behind it.
A little late on the defense, just a little bit, but you can't be, right?
It's really hard because everything in that situation can be open. You know, just recently, University of Virginia won 2 national championships on basically that move.
Wow.
Not to say that's the only thing, but there's a reason why teams like Liberty are running it, because it
works.
It's a very hard concept to stop.
Yep, Liberty gets that face off. That's a couple in a row now for the Lions, and ball on the ground, though, right inside the restraining line. South Carroll comes away with it, I believe. Still down. And now bouncing around. Cavaliers have it. Hunter. And let's see, we have a timeout. Oh, no, offside. Offside on South Carroll.
Yeah, failure to keep 3 in the offensive zone.
Okay.
You know, for any lacrosse novice, you always got to keep 4 in the defensive zone, 3 in the offensive zone, and that kind of is how it keeps this kind of 6-on-6 flow plus a goalie.
It's definitely not me. I'm definitely not the lacrosse novice. You're talking about somebody else, right? I know it, but tell the viewers at home. And Ethan Carpenetti, I know novice doesn't take novice, but that was a nice goal. Ethan Carpenetti, give him his 4th.
Carpenetti's really been as advertised, or even better. You know, the shots that he's taken with authority. He's gone low, he's gone high, he's worked off ball, he's worked on ball. So good on him, just a sophomore.
And he made this all on his own. Just he loves to go to that right side, and no one is helping out there on South Carroll. That's 4 goals now for Ethan. And Liberty has its biggest lead now, 10-5, and there's only 5 seconds left. No, 10-6 rather. Only 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Yeah, he's impressive, Carpenetti. Face off won by South Carroll, though, and they can hold it. Right, so that should be their ball to start the. Is that correct? Is that still the rule? So face off again?
No, they'll face off again.
Okay, so it's only penalties, right?
Yes,
That's what does it? All right, yeah. Yep. See, I told you, you got to help me out, man. You got to help me out a little bit. I'm a mid-novice. I've only been watching the sport for 25-something years. I should know that by now. But, yeah, that still counts as a face-off 1 for South Carroll, so that's 8 for them. But they face a 4-goal deficit as we get into the fourth quarter here, and we'll see what Coach Chaconis there in the sweatshirt and hat will be talking to his guys. And there you see Liberty's coaching staff, Cody Bergman in there somewhere, talking to his guys. Good third quarter for Liberty.
Great, good third quarter. You know, I think they kind of went on a quiet run there. I think South Carroll kind of snuck up on them of how, you know, clearing kind of bit him in the ankle a little bit. So I think this fourth quarter, it's going to come down to who plays better in the middle of the field, right? You know, if you're going to win face-offs, you got to make sure that getting great offensive possessions out of it. And if you're clearing, you can't have any mistakes, especially in the middle of the field. So, you know, on the flip side, too, like, if South Carolina wants to make a run here, they're going to have to, you know, really put some pressure on Liberty, both on ball and then also, you know, clearing the ball.
Right.
If they can force some turnovers in the middle of the field, get some possessions back, do some things in transition, 4 goals is nothing. Four goals is going to evaporate.
Sure.
So I'm interested to see how, you know, what the adjustments are for both teams, because Liberty, I think right now would be very unwise to just play not to lose, right?
Keep the foot on the gas, right?
Keep the foot on the gas. They know what's working. You know, don't force anything, but also don't, you know, breathe right now.
Don't take too many breaths.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. That face-off was kicked, and there's Aaron Lamb with a good job there on grabbing that ground ball.
Number 8, Aaron Lamb's had a really quietly awesome day.
Yeah.
Had a lot of, great ground balls.
That one right there was one of them.
And the ones he's gotten haven't been easy. So, good on number 8 for Liberty, because he's made some plays that aren't going to immediately show up in the stat sheet, but, come with a lot of awareness.
Some speed there for Liberty. Brent Sims coming in there. 23 sets the pick. Oh, kind of give and go there. Brandell to Addison, but it went a little high. I think that was credit South Carroll there for disrupting that shot. But the Lions maintain it. There's Sims. We'll give it off to Brandell. They'll try it again. It's in White's jersey.
Nice job by White there.
Nice save by the young man, Connor White. 8 saves by my count. Doing my best to keep stats here. Very, very nice game by the freshman.
Absolutely. The South Carroll consistently has been trying to sub Stanton over in the clear. I think right now they got to focus on just kind of spreading the field a little bit more, because Liberty's wanting to, kind of muck up the middle of the field and say, hey, run through a bunch of people. Nice play in the corner there by Braden Yeager.
Yep, that was Yeager. As the rain looks like it has come to an end here for now. Here's Hunter, and Hunter scores. So Yeager the assist. Hunter the goal again. And that's 4 for Cannon Hunter. And like you said, 4 goals. Got a lot of game left. We got a lot of game left. 3 goals now, 10-7 is your score. That loose ball down there seemed to be a loose ball forever in that far corner, and Yeager came away with it, and South Carroll scored quickly. So yeah, 10.5 minutes to go. Is anybody's game with a 3-goal discrepancy here, like Grady mentioned. It can evaporate quickly. And these plays are going to be huge down the stretch, these face-offs. And there's one won by the Lions.
So honestly surprised, Pat, there wasn't a penalty there.
There is one now, but yeah, you thought maybe there was one on the face-off?
Yeah, it seemed to be a little higher than I would have expected. So we'll see what Liberty does with this man-up opportunity. Oh, right.
That's all right. Yep. Yeah, there's one down, so it'll be, like you said, and the clock is in their favor, right? Up 3. Hold this for a bit and set up a good shot here. If anything, at worst, you're going to go on the man advantage. You thought there might have been a stick above the shoulders?
No, it honestly seemed more like a shoulder to the head.
Oh, okay.
It
have a head down for a split second.
Yeah, I always used to tell guys most penalties are optical, and that seemed like a penalty that looked bad enough to get called.
Yep, worse than it really was, but looked bad. Yeah,
exactly.
Here's Sam Clark. Lost the ball and fight for it.
Got to take the man here in a scrum. You don't have to play man ball all the time, but
Clark on one knee trying to get it.
In a scrum situation, you definitely have to. So
an elbow dead there, and now officials will call the penalty. 30-second penalty being called on the field. And so the Lions are man up. So they're in control right now. 3-goal lead and at least 30 seconds of a man advantage. See if they try to... It's kind of a dealer's choice, right? You can just kill the 30 seconds if you want, or you can try to line up for a shot. But if they're going after your strategy, they want to take a shot here. And a good shot.
I think, 10-7. I think especially with a 30-second penalty, I would be surprised if they don't.
And there's one.
That was real close on the backup, though.
I thought South Carroll was going to get to it.
Yeah, I thought the toss-up could have gone to the goalie there.
Lions keep it, however. This is Wickline who just took that shot. He'll try him again, perhaps. Nope, he'll feed off. Nice pass. It's a little bit
through the middle.
Bouncer that will be gathered up by the goalie White. So South Carroll cleaned the penalty. Or cleared the penalty. I don't mean to say it. And there's a nice, that's tough.
Yeah.
Those are plays you can't have down the stretch.
Can't have that in the fourth quarter. And, you know, Cam's a great player, but at that point, you know.
Little mustard on that.
Little mustard. His hands are free. Yeah. Ryan, the target's hands are free. Ryan's hands are free. So it only matters what he catches.
You know, mistakes that you can see now and hopefully clean up right, as the season goes on. You want to win the game, but you also want to teach the guys something, and that's definitely was a potential teaching moment there. He had time. Oh, there's our first slip. Perhaps moisture aided there. Austin Decker from Liberty, 33, took a bit of a slip, but the Lions have the ball still. Decker cut across the middle of the crease. A little high for Sam Clark.
That pass, the ball's going to hold.
Yep, see it dies in the... Oh, nice push by...
That's going to be a push, yeah.
On Hunter, Ken Hunter.
Too far in the back there, unfortunately. Carpenetti with another.
Oh, Ethan Carpenetti.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, my. Give him 5. That. PA announcer called electric Ethan. He's right.
He's had his pick of the litter in terms of places to choose, and for him to go near side high, far side high, near side high, you know that young man's done some work in the offseason, so good on him. And again, like Pat, as we were talking earlier, goes with just how important that playoff run was for Liberty, because, you know, a sophomore might not really be a sophomore having played, you know, 4 playoff games. So
that's true.
Good for guys like Ethan.
Yeah, well, what's the college rule? Like, you're not a freshman anymore. Like, let's take March Madness, for example. You're playing the Final Four. You're pretty much into your sophomore season.
Yes, exactly.
And so that's what they're saying here about Carpenetti. And others on the roster, too. There's a couple other sophomores on this roster. Oh, my. Big hit near midfield. Flag comes down. That's Jack Lauer. Laying the... Just had his head down.
Yeah. You know, as I said earlier, Pat, like, most penalties are going to be optical, and that looked bad, so it's going to be called bad. We hope that
hopefully he's all right.
This young man is able to pop up soon.
That's Brent Sims. I thought I saw 23, but we'll see. We'll see. See South Carroll with their knees down too. Just a head down and both going for the ball, and 2 young men collide. And there is a flag down, of course, like Coach Breen said. So we'll see what happens after this. Hopefully, he can walk off under his own. So sitting up now. That's a good sign. Two-minute penalty, I believe. Unreleasable, it looked like. Let's see that just see real quick. Just going for that ground ball.
Yeah, it looked bad.
Don't need much analysis from that. He's still sitting up. Trying to catch himself here. That looks like Brent Sims, number 23. I think I saw unreleasable 2 minutes. We'll see. He's up on his feet now. It's good. And Jack Lauer goes over to him. Pat on the shoulder. So that's good to see him coming off on his own, too. So looks to be as good as he can be after taking a hit like that. But now South Carroll will be a man down for 2 minutes, I believe, with 6:56 remaining in the final quarter. So Liberty in control here, up by 4 with the ball. And that can be a tough one if you're South Carroll. I mean, obviously, you see the hit, and you're kind of excited for it, but you don't want anybody to get hurt. Now you got a guy down. Now you're down the guy for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
unreleasable.
This isn't a point fingers or anything, but those are the type of situations that you really want to be able to avoid.
Sure. It's a bang play, of course, but yes, I mean, the outcome's not going to be good if you're on the South Carroll side. It's a bang. In general, it's going to be tough because now it's going to be hard to get this ball back this side of 4:37. You got to score 5 to take the lead. So, right. And Liberty, in theory, can just score at will here for 2 minutes, and South Carroll is still a man down. And to think of kind of the coaching side of it is that Liberty would probably be best to just be super patient with the ball. Because as soon as they, potentially score or take a lot of shots, that, gives the chance for more face-offs. And, sure. If they can just swing this ball around, they're okay. Not the best take there. I think White got a piece of it too, but go ahead. Nice ground ball by Ryder Green. Now Liberty trying to ride the ball back in the corner. Penalty should be about half over. Wick line. Now Liberty's going to try to get the ball, swing the ball to the far side. Good play coming out of the ground ball from Wick line. Here's Carpinetti. Brandell takes a rare shot to the left. It looks like I was watching Brandell in the last one. He might be cramping up a little bit. Yeah, kind of bending down at the stretching the calves out. Not the best take there, especially with where the game is. Addison kind of slow played it there. I think South Carroll could have been probably a little bit more aggressive to that threat in the corner, but so that's the name of the game. In terms of am I a threat, am I not? Oh, hit the post. I think he hit the pipe. That was Wick line. That was the highlight that I want to see because that was pretty cool. Someone in the crowd, I heard them say they thought it went in and came out. Let's see it. It's hard to see it. It's going to be Wick line right from the top. It's hard to tell. So fast. I guess by the way it bounced out, it definitely wasn't a goal, but great take by Wick line. He's had a couple late. Addison, penalty ends. White makes the save. Right as the penalty comes to an end. Give 10 saves now to Connor White by my count. Here comes South Carroll trying to get back in the game. Cannon Hunter. And a game to go. This time Yeager scores. So South Carroll not done yet. Not really the outcome that Liberty wanted coming out of that 2-minute non-releasable. That's a good point. Especially for South Carroll to score right off the penalty. Right off the penalty, not really having to set up a possession of themselves. I think looking back, Liberty probably wanted some parts of that possession a little different. Yeah, I mean, if you're optimistic, they killed 2 minutes. Yes, right. Absolutely. If like you said, I think I'm with you that they would have liked to have seen a goal during that 2 minutes, but they just won this face-off, which is another big one. 14 wins for Liberty on the face-off X. Correct. 8 for South Carroll. Now we got a ground ball in the middle of the field and hold South Carroll. Hold, and now South Carroll has the ball. So not so fast. 3-goal game with 4:20. You want to be quick, but you don't want to rush. Yeah. That's a Yogiism right there. And Coach Chaconis will call a timeout. Good timeout call there by South Carroll. Yep. You don't get to roll them over, so you might as well use them. Grady Breen channeling his Yogi Berra in light of opening day with his baseball. You don't want to be too quick, but you don't want to rush. I knew what you meant. So South Carroll's got to like that. I mean, it was dire straits about 2.5 minutes ago, just the way the game was, and they killed that. For however you want to draw it up, they killed that penalty, and then they got a goal off of it right here. Hunter drew that defender. Yeager was right there on the doorstep, and this time Yeager made sure he didn't miss that goal. And so not over yet. 11-8, plenty of time. 4:16, and the Cavaliers have the ball. There you see Coach Jaconis talking to his charges there in the huddle. And there's one of Liberty's assistants talking to the Lions. 11-8. We knew it would be a good one.
Absolutely.
It would be a good one down the stretch here. Fourth quarter, 4:16 to go, and Liberty leads by 2. It was 11-6, I believe. Definitely. Just a reminder, this is our first game of the week. We're going to have plenty more for you coming up. We've made some plans to be in Manchester Valley next Thursday for a girls' game, but we've got game of the week action for you all throughout the spring of 2025. So stay tuned, keep it locked in to CMSportsNet as we do our best to get around the county and boys and girls lacrosse. And who knows, might hit a baseball game before the season's over. Come with me and call some baseball if you want.
Here we go. Fire up some more yogiisms.
Jack of all trades. Here's South Carroll. Here's Braden Yeager. He gets into the crease. Did that go in?
It's going to be tough.
Oh, wow. Braden Yeager. Somehow that found the net.
A little tightrope action on the crease line. I was real unsure with how the ref was going to call that, but nice move, as I said earlier, Pat. Like, Braden's been able to take his defender where he wants.
Just a stop and start from Yeager. And yeah, he went over that top shoulder of Eder. Eder had it blocked off pretty well. And I could tell by his body language, Eder said the ball was behind him. So Yeager's got 4, Hunter's got 4, and South Carroll is down by 2. What, 2 goals in about 25 seconds?
Another good win there by...
Liberty gets it, I believe. Almost South Carroll win. Almost. But that's the 15th for the Lions, and now you can... Well, 2 things, right, Grady? You can hold it, and you can also, and they call it timeout. I was going to say, you're South Carroll, you need the ball back. So you're going to start doubling and things like that. We'll see what happens after this timeout, but that's a pretty wise timeout there from Coach Bergman and the Lions.
And under 2 minutes, is because the game is within a couple, they're going to have to keep it in the box. So that's going to be interesting to see how South Carroll plays that. You know, how they can talk through a potential double, where they want to get the double. Ideally, you want to get the ball behind X, shut everyone off, release the goalie to shut somebody, the closest guy to the crease, and then double something in the corner. That can kind of go about. What you don't want to have happen is have your double chase over top. You want to keep it towards the sideline. So this is going to be a really, fun couple minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Strategy involved on both sides.
Strategy involved. What is too fast? What isn't? And frankly, South Carroll's sake, if I'm Liberty, I'm going to go back to 5. Carpenetti, he's more than proved himself tonight. Only a sophomore.
His percentage is great tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. White's made a lot of big saves, but he's not figured out Carpenetti's speed.
Yep.
South Carroll, if they can get the ball to Stanton with his hands free, in my time as a coach, I realized that some goals are worth more than one. And it would be really nice for the Cavs to get the ball to Stanton, get his hands free, and put it in the back of the net.
If my stats are accurate, he's looking for his first goal. He's got 1 assist tonight so far, so Liberty's done a great job. And there you go. Carpenetti slips a bit, but stays with it. Gets up off the deck, and he has the ball. 3.5 to go. Carpenetti got away And that was too easy. You just said it, Coach. You just talked about it.
A little too much stick chasing there from Cam Chaney. You know, it allows an athlete to play a little bit more free, because right now South Carroll's defense has been a little stick heavy, and in that moment their feet have stopped. Can happen a lot, but when you're going over the top like that, it can be hard to play foot for foot.
Yeah, so you look at that play and you think, okay, time's on your side, and then like just what you said, get the ball to 5.
Yep.
And then South Carroll didn't quite get the adjustment on defense. He saw it, Carpenetti did, and it was a one-on-one, and it was easy pickings there for Carpenetti. His 6th goal of the night, and it's 12-9 now for Liberty. But there's a quick face-off win for South Carroll. The Cavaliers not done yet with 3 minutes to go and down by 3. There's Mazalewski. He gets around the side. Mazalewski finds the net. So we his first goal of the night, it's a big one, and it's 12-10.
And frankly, Pat, like, Mazalewski's had a couple really nice moves tonight. That was his first goal, but I think he's been a kid who's been able to go at his defender a lot more than the stat book has shown.
Yeah, he had a short stick guy there with DJ Baker, and he made a move around Baker, and there was no answer after that. So Mazalewski brings the Cavaliers within 2, and still 3:07 to go. It felt like 1st to 10 might be the thing. Now it might be 1st to 15. There's another scrum for the ball. Lions come in with a big face-off. It's just going to be so huge here in the next 3 minutes.
16th win.
Yep, out of 9. For 9, South Carroll. So Liberty starting to pull away in that stat. And now for South Carroll, you want to try to get that ball. And ball down. And they do get the ball. And it's Cannon Hunter.
Hear me out. Cannon Hunter playing in the middle of the field again. Tough pass there, but Hunter never ceases to kind of play at that 1.5 speed in the middle of the field. Great play by him, just wasn't able to finish.
That is a tough play, because not only does it go out of bounds, but Liberty backs it up, and the Lions get it right back. So the Cavs had a chance to potentially cut it to 1 with about 2:45 to go. Just a little overzealous on that pass. Yeager was there, and there's a check. Carpenetti, and Carpenetti tried to get it over the, let's see what happens here. The whistle blew before that push in the back. Let's see. Was Liberty offside, or too many guys on the field? Coach Bergman talking to the officials. Yeah, looks like it. So Cavaliers get a bit of a break here. And here comes Mazalewski, 2:20 to go. South Carroll down 2.
And frankly, Pat, this could be a very long 220.
No frankly about it. Oh my goodness, Cannon Hunter. Wow.
Yep. Worth the price of admission right there.
That was something. Falling to his backside. And I think he went 5-hole for that goal. Man. Eater looks behind him in disbelief. Hunter says, I had that one all the way. Here it is one more time. Wow.
A lot of stick chasing right there.
Well, we got a 1-goal game, Coach, with 2:04 to go. And these face-offs, let's see. Loose ball hold, South Carroll.
Loose ball hold, South Carroll. Their 10th face-off win.
Correct, right you are. So here we go. South Carroll calling a timeout.
There we go. Good on them for, knowing that they needed too late. Would be a very different situation had they called it on the 3rd. So that's a nice job by Coach Nick.
Here's that goal one more time from our top camera. Cannon Hunter. Liberty did a good job there on defense. Eater is right there. Yeah, between his legs, I think. That's a crazy goal. The best we've seen tonight. We've seen some good ones.
Yes. Yep.
And South Carroll's fired up. So was 12-9, just about a minute and a half, not even that, about 45 seconds ago. Now it's 12-11. And you said it, Grady. You said there's time left, and this is going to be a long 2+ minutes. And these teams know how important this is. Liberty's huddle is kind of broken into two. So you got Cody Bergman talking to half the guys on offense over there in his blue sweatshirt or pullover, and then you got some of the assistants talking to the bulk of the defense. They're doing like football style here in Liberty. Now South Carroll does the same, I guess. I'm looking at 4 huddles in the field. It's important to break them off into small groups.
Now, it's important too, Pat, as I was saying earlier, like they're going to have to keep the, if Liberty has the ball in their offensive end, they're going to have to keep it in the box.
Right.
So it's not going to be in
under 2?
Under 2. Was it within 4? So it's not going to be a real simple situation where they can just
can't be a full, not a stall, but a stall, right? You got to keep it in.
Exactly.
Once you establish it, you can't come out, or else you turn it over. So South Carroll can draw even. Lauer.
Nice save.
Big save by Eder.
Good take by Lauer.
Yep. That's a big-time save from another sophomore.
Bouncing ball. Wick line with it.
My fault. Junior. Eder's a junior, not a sophomore. But now the Lions have it in, and they called their last time out. Probably another smart idea to talk things over with 1:20 to go. Timeout, Liberty.
South Carroll defense, in moments like this, you want to be, able to kind of create disruption, but they can't gamble.
Yep.
And that's a fine line between those two things. Because, right now it's 12-11 because both teams have chased a lot of stick in the last 3 quarters.
Yep.
Right? So, they got to be disciplined enough to really be able to say, hey, I'm going to put the ball to the ground, poke, lift, slap, rather than over the head, chase, swipe. Because that's where I think a lot of the times the dodges have really separated. Defense on either side takes a big swing, and their feet stop, and then all of a sudden, athletes are being athletes.
And now it's easier said than done, but when you're South Carroll in this position, do you have to always double the ball, or is there some ways where you can still play some man for a while? Because they can only need 10, 15 seconds to get down the field. But will the double come soon, or will they wait a little bit? What's the strategy?
I would try to not double.
Because you're leaving somebody open.
Don't double until it's the right double.
Okay.
And that you want to get the ball underneath GLE, get it into a corner, release the goalie, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Really where it's not risky. The player with the ball is not facing the goal.
All right, so here we go. And they will double these to start. Ball is on the ground right away.
Jake Gillis, nice little play there.
This is a tough pass. It's going to go out of bounds.
And not what the Cavs wanted.
Yeah, that's a tough pass.
Great check by 4, coming out of a double.
Another tough pass. Oh, they're going to get it this time. That was another try by Gillis.
Clark down the sideline to Wickline.
Ball is on the ground. That's
Wickline's got to be wise here. Doesn't want to get stuck in a corner.
That's Addison, I think. 22.
Oh, my apologies.
It's okay.
Yep.
But the Wickline is right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and ball out. Let's see. Out of bounds. Oh, maybe he stepped out.
Yeah, stepped out. There you see the nature of the double team. They had it below. Connor White had released out of his cage. Cannon Hunter.
He's going to have the ball in his stick. And there are 43 seconds to go. Now, will Hunter just try to take it? Looks like right now he will.
I would say so.
Well, he hasn't given it up yet. Cannon Hunter. Oh, that's a tough pass. Through the crease.
28 seconds left. Liberty's really going to want to clear here.
Oh, but wait a minute. Is there a penalty?
There's more.
Could be a penalty down the other end. Hunter took a spill. South Carroll was clapping. Yes, indeed, a penalty has been called.
1, 2, 6, unnecessary.
1 minute. So 28 seconds, basically, the rest of this regulation. Hit to the head, I think it was the call. Wow, so South Carroll's got a shot.
I would, say a great time to try to do everything possible to get a shot from either 3 or 8. 3 seemed to be, Jacks really seemed to be teed up to hit the cage a little bit more than Cutter tonight, but Cutter's just velocity is going to scare anybody, so it'd be a great time for him to step into the hero role.
You need 1 to tie. Stanton took a shot, missed it. 15 seconds, South Carroll backs it up. Plays again, 15 and counting, 14. Oh, he's in the crease, he's in the crease.
Nice, I respect the hustle by number 9, Carson Kenny.
Eder just flings it down the field. And it's not going to matter now. 3, 2, 1, and that's how it ends. A great game here in Eldersburg.
And what did we say, Pat? We knew it was going to be 1 goal.
You called it. That was an intense finish. Liberty gets the win. They hold on. South Carroll almost gets a chance to come back and tie it in the crease there at the end, and the Lions hang on for a thriller. 12-11. We did say it'd be a close game.
It was a close one, and we know that these teams are probably going to face each other. Last 3 seasons, they've seen each other twice. So, honestly, not the result the Cavaliers wanted, but there's a lot to be kind of tuned up coming out of this game for both teams. I was impressed with Connor White. I was impressed with their hustle. Cannon Hunter, goodness gracious. I knew that kid was talented.
He's got a motor.
He really showed off.
He's got a motor. And Ethan Carpenetti.
Oh my gosh. Worth the price of admission right there. So in general, though, like in another matchup, I'd love to see how, the Cavaliers can get Stanton's hands free coming out of a shutoff. How do they accomplish that? And then the flip side, how can Liberty kind of diversify their crease looks? And frankly, I think both teams are going to look at this defensive film and not really like it. Both defenses are going to say, we didn't put things
here right.
Yeah, because in general, if basically everything was in the middle of the field, running through sticks, chasing sticks, and it's just not good-looking high school lacrosse from a defensive perspective as much as we love it from an offensive perspective.
Coach Bergman gets his first county victory as Liberty's head coach, and Nick Jaconis had South Carroll ready for bear in this one. They were down by as many as I thought 5, but it could have been. There definitely was 4, and got it back to a 1-goal game there in the final frantic few minutes. And you see some of these guys who know each other for a long time. There's your final score: Liberty 12, South Carroll 11. The Lions hang on, and they get that win. I was going to say, you can see a couple of the guys just sort of mingling out to the handshakes, and that's how this game goes, right? I want to beat your brains in during the game, then we'll get pizza afterward and talk about it, and have bragging rights for at least a little while. Maybe not for the whole year, like you said. You can have a good chance these guys will see each other one more time.
And honestly, South Carroll's got to know, if we can't have bragging rights first, let's try to get bragging rights last. So, Liberty knows that they're going to have to go through these guys to hang another region trophy. So in that case, it's go right back to the drawing board and saying, okay, everything that we thought is probably true.
Absolutely. 12-11 is your final score. We got some more post-game coverage for you coming right up. Time for us to step aside one more time, but don't go away. Stick around. We'll have a post-game interview. We'll talk to Grady Breen one more time. The post-game the game of the week coming right back with some post-game coverage. Don't go away.
My name is Claire. Estranged and grumpy daughter, Ellie Blake, just wants to be a normal teenager. To eat how she wants, dress how she wants. But all that becomes a little difficult when her high-strung perfectionist mom, Catherine, is getting remarried to her new love. And she's making sure that everyone knows it. between planning her own wedding, ignoring her children.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far.
And that giant stick up her butt.
Hey!
Tensions are running higher than ever.
Well, I'm sure she'd appreciate it if her daughter showed a little more enthusiasm instead of focusing on that silly scavenger game.
It's called The Hunt, Mom, and it's not silly, it's super important. Not that you'd understand anything.
Well, with emotional wounds festering beneath the surface, these two are suddenly forced into a wacky, magical adventure ripe with absurdity,
Humor.
yes, humor, and a pinch of bittersweet exposition pertaining to the modern socio-economical climate of troubled families.
Exhibit A of the Blake family personal issues.
Ellie and Catherine may finally learn what it means to live a day in someone else's shoes.
Pre-Game Friday will be performed at Winters Mill High School on March 28th and 29th, as well as April 4th and 5th.
All shows at 7 p.m. Tickets available at My School Bucks or cash only at the door.
CMSportsNet Game of the Week, Liberty 12, South Carroll 11, an exciting Carroll County Athletic League boys lacrosse game here on a Friday night in Eldersburg. Pat Stoetzer and Grady Breen back with you. We're about to watch some of the second half highlights, Grady, and we talked about how we thought it would be close. It's two rivals know each other well. You mentioned about how they're going to see each other twice, and Liberty gets the first one in thrilling fashion.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was fun. I think as this game went, both teams really showed their strengths, but at the same time, I think coming out of this, and we'll talk about this in a moment, of both teams are going to know what they need to work on coming out of this game. 12-11, but the second time is going to probably even be an even more fun game.
More exciting, yeah, and there's going to be stakes involved, right? Because we're going to see each other in the playoffs if they both can get there in that little region, and it's pretty sure they will.
Yep.
And we're watching the highlights here, and we saw Ethan Carbonetti kind of shine, and we saw Connor White shine for South Carolina defense. We saw some tough plays, some hustle plays, lots of ground balls. The only thing I would say, maybe you can expand upon this. If I'm Coach Chaconis, I'm talking to my guys about if we can clean up 2 or 3 of those unforced errors we had, and especially in the second half, we either are tied at that point or we have the lead, have a chance to anyway. So a couple of those things you can clean up, and you're right here, and you were, you're 1 goal away from the state finals. There are positives here from South Carroll.
Yeah, and it's very similar to the conversation we were having in May of last year, because looking at the rest of the state, we knew hey, the team that comes out of this might have a much different path. You might end up seeing a Falston and Smithsburg a lot later than expected, right, which really matters, right? So both of these teams should be confident, but also should be really hungry coming out of this. I did think South Carroll had, second and third quarter, too many unforced things in the middle of the field. Either a successful clamp that didn't become a full possession, a bad clear. Those type of things, I thought Liberty and South Carroll needed to do a better job getting in help side. There's a lot of kind of individualistic defense on both sides, and that's why it was 12-11.
Sure.
I think, frankly, if both teams tighten up what they could, this could very well be a 6-5 thrill rather than a 12-11 thrill.
Fair.
Which is the markings of this rivalry.
That's a good point. You play this game in late April, early May, and the score could be cut in half.
Yes,
so we just saw Connor White with that save into his jersey. He had a night, double-digit saves. Again, it's tough to stop some of these shots. That was Ethan Carbonetti, again, one of his 6 goals. And I was impressed, too, by Cannon Hunter. I think we're going to see him here on this play where he gives it off to Yeager. He has just got a motor that doesn't quit. I mean, that's what you need if you're a team like South Carroll, who had Liberty did a great job limiting Cutter Stanton, and Hunter stepped right in.
Yeah, Hunter, his ability to just make people make small adjustments to what he wants to do, and do it at such a such a quick pace is really impressive. And that's why he's able to kind of do all of these little small movements and get people where he wants them, even though he's kind of this like whirling dervish.
He had the goal of the night. You just saw it, but it's going to be Liberty with the last laugh. They get the win by 1. There was that play in the crease there, I believe, in the final seconds, and that was the turnover there. Give Carson Kenny the credit for trying it. There's your final stats. 12-11, 5 assists for Liberty. There's 10 saves on South Carroll's side, and the face-offs won for the most part by Liberty. Pretty even game here tonight in Eldersburg.
Overall, it's what it's looked like for the last, really however long I've been a part of this matchup. But, I think both teams, as we said, are going to only come out of this more hungry. If you played the game next week, it would look different. If you played the game in May, it's going to look different. Yeah. And it's going to be fun to see what the chess match looks like. And frankly, like, this matchup is going to determine kind of that section of the county, right? Like, Century and Westminster are probably going to be really knocking heads for the county title.
And Man Valley right there, too.
Man Valley right there. They're going to try to want to fly under the radar. Mm-hmm. Century, I don't think, has really gotten the attention they deserve for having won 3 of the last 4. Yeah. Man Valley, I think, is going to be deeper than people realize. Winners Mills kind of shuffling around. So
which one of these teams is going to...
Exactly, right? Yeah. Like, is Liberty, South Carroll, how are they going to make noise within that and kind of say, okay, we finished this in the county. We feel pretty good at that because we could also potentially, take home our region, go further into the state playoffs. Yeah. So, yeah.
Good first start.
Yes.
Coach Grady Breen.
I loved it.
It was fun, man. I loved it, too. Thanks very much for giving us, hopefully this won't be your last, but a good first debut, man. But everybody stay right there. We're going to take a quick break, say goodbye to Coach Breen, and we'll have our CMSportsNet player of the game. So don't go away. A little bit more left on the postgame show from the CMSportsNet Game of the Week.
Hey there, I'm Pat Stoetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss the Score and More podcast presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels.
CMSportsNet Player of the Game is brought to you by Genova's to Go.
Welcome back, CMSportsNet Game of the Week, and we have our CMSportsNet Player of the Game, and it's Ethan Carpinetti, sophomore for Liberty. 6 goals. Ethan, congrats on the win. First of all, we get a handshake in there. Tell me about this one, man. It's a rivalry. It's South Carroll. You know these guys very well. What was it like to be out there on the field and get that win?
It's just energizing, and we bring a lot of emotion to our games, and to play them, it's really fun, and we all work together, put this game away.
Everybody wants to be the kind of the star, and you don't go into a game saying I'm going to have 5 goals, 8 goals, 6 goals. But do you know when you start getting the hot hand? Do you feel that in the game? Hey guys, give me the ball because I can make something happen. A lot of guys can do that, but obviously you had it tonight. Do you feel that as the game's going on?
Yeah, I could feel it. It's really just, I feel electric, and the team. They help me out. They clear out for me. They give me opportunities, and I try my best to return it for them.
Your PA guy called you Electric Ethan, and you definitely were today. A couple of big plays late. South Carroll made the run. You guys had the lead. They got back into it, and you scored right away, kind of on a one-on-one there. You guys had the chance to kind of milk the clock, but I don't know if Coach tells you or you guys tell each other, hey, if I get a chance, I'm going to score, because the clock's on your side at that point. You have the lead, but you went in and scored a goal anyway to give you that lead back. Is that just a thing where you guys talk about on the sideline, or is it a feel on the field?
Yeah, we talk about it on the sidelines, but if it's open and we have good time, take it.
Yeah, exactly right. And also, it's early in the season. You're probably going to get them again later on, but we'll worry about that later. To get the county win now, to kind of get that confidence, how does it feel in terms of like getting one now and also getting against your rivals to give yourself that boost to go forward here as we get into April next week?
Yeah, it definitely feels great after coming off of that Westminster game last week, or Tuesday. But
yeah.
it really just gives us motivation to keep going. We worked hard in practice, so now we know what we're doing works, and we're going to keep it going.
Last year, you guys got to the state final. You scored a goal in that game, if I remember, but obviously it didn't go your way. So you have that experience from last year. What's this year's team, rather, going to be different than what you guys did last year? Because it was a good season. You got to the final, but obviously there was things you wanted to improve on. What's going to be different this year for Liberty fans to see out of the lacrosse team?
This year, I think our just sense of community and leadership and teamwork is just so much higher, and we work as a team and we communicate, and it's just we're just working together as a team.
Yeah, but you can definitely tell a difference. Even it's only been a week in the season, you can definitely notice a difference, right?
Yeah.
Well, congrats on a great game, Ethan. That's Ethan Carpenetti, our CMSportsNet player of the game, and that'll do it for our game of the week. I want to thank Ed DeVinci, the AD here, for his hospitality and helping us host the game, and I want to thank Grady Breen for joining me on the broadcast. Be sure to catch all of our high school sports content online on Facebook and YouTube, and you can watch us on cable channel HD 1072. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well, CMSportsNet Action. So for Ethan Carpenetti and Grady Breen and everyone on our broadcast, I'm Pat Stoetzer saying have a good Friday night, have a good rest of your weekend. We'll see you next time.
CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go, Carroll Lynx, Carroll Indoor Sports Center, and Absolute Landscapes.
Hungry? Genova's To Go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's To Go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's To Go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's To Go. Genova's To Go carryout, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's To Go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Carroll Indoor Sports Center, celebrating its 30th season. 66,000 square feet of fields and courts. Rain or shine, multiple soccer and lacrosse leagues. Artificial turf fields and courts to rent. Party rooms and snack bar available. Summer camp for the kids. Safe indoor environment for athletes of all ages. Carroll Indoor Sports Center, your sport, anytime.
You're watching the Central Maryland Sports Network, a community media center programming service.